My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Hearthstone Arena, where I'm going to be doing Brian Deacon's request, which is play any class you want, pick the best card in every pack, irrespective of curve. Oh boy. Which of these do I think will give me the best chance of winning if I pick cards with value irrespective of curve? I'm actually going to make a little adjustment to that. So the adjustment I want to make is because if I pick irrespective to curve, I'm still picking with respect to my other cards. Think of it like if I have an Undertaker, right? I'll want to pick more Death Rattles, but not particularly more 3-drops or 2-drops or 1-drops, right? The reason I'm thinking of it is if I'm playing Warrior and I want to pick the best card in every single pack, it's going to be every weapon that's offered to me. But once you get to like 4 weapons, you pick too many weapons, and now you need to pick less weapons. So do I still pick the weapons, or do I ignore the weapons at that point? I'm just going to quickly read the request because I'm pretty sure it doesn't tell me what to do in that situation, but I think I'll decide what to do if it doesn't tell me. Damn it. Chug. Draft a deck with any class that you pick. Always pick the best cards, but not focusing on your curve at all. Okay, it's just curve. So just curve means I go with Shaman. Because the earlier game is more likely to be cinched for me. With this many Death Rattles and these other 2 bad cards, this is actually the best card. This many Death Rattles in GVG, that is. The best card out of these is always Dark Iron. Best card out of these is always Amani Berserker. Irrespective of curve. Because of the hero power of the Shaman, the Flame Tongue is always the best here. Hex is always the best here. Fire Elemental, not even fucking question, definitely. These are all bad. Without respect to curve, I'm just trying to drill that into my head, without respect to curve. I guess Murloc Tidehunter could be really good with the Flame Tongue Totem against basically everything except for Mage. Shillwind is definitely the best out of those. These are all bad, especially the Explosive Sheep, because it will actually actively kill my things. I have no battle cries, so instead I'm going to go for the Ship's Cannon. It won't do anything for me, but I don't know, I might be able to kill things. These are all really bad. I'm just going to take Jeeves. Irrespective of curve. Feral's best. Cult Master's best. See, even picking irrespective of curve, I end up with a pretty good curve. This is better than those 2 as well. So, irrespective of curve. I have to keep reminding myself, because it's built into me after this long that I have to think about my curve every single time I make a pick. I mean, I do have enough early game for this point, which means that I have to counteract my thought that I have enough early game. Right? Bloodlust, I don't value Bloodlust at all. The amount of times, like, if you have 2 or more minions on the board, and it's your opponent's turn, and you don't want to clear their board, either you're going to win by pushing for lethal. It's a win more card, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It will win you, it will make you win the game faster. It will rarely ever make you win a game that you are already losing. And cards that come from behind are the best. I think Lord of Arena might actually be valuable in GVG just because of the kind of the fact that it's like a slower game. Well, it's a faster game now, so you want taunts. Okay. Irrespective of curve, this is definitely better. In the Shaman deck specifically, Frostwolf Warlord is better because your totems count as things for it. But that also falls in the 5-drop slot, so I'm thinking, like, am I accidentally picking on curve? Shattered Sun, there's no reason to ever even debate that. I want Crackle, but I need another Hex. Power Mace, give a random friendly mech. How many mechs do I have? Is that mech? Really? The ship's cannon is not mech. Okay. So I have one mech. But the Power Mace is still powerful. I think I would pick the Wild Pyromancer if I was picking with respect to curve. But instead I'll take the Power Mace. I mean, like, I have enough 3s. So I would have picked it. Okay, I think that's correct. Crackle, because it's the best out of that pack. Harvest Golem is definitely the best out of that pack. I want to pick up a lot of mechs because I have the Tinkertown and I have the Power Mace. But right now, this is the best card irrespective of curve. I mean, the best card usually ends up being somewhere on curve for us at least. This is the best card. No, Stormforged Axe. Why would I even consider the fucking... Unbound, definitely the best card. I mean, I'm definitely not getting enough late game. Unbound. Let's think about our synergies with Unbound. 1 Overload, 2 Overload, 3 Overload. 4 Overload. 4 Overload triggering cards. Does that make it better than Frostwolf Warlord? You know what? This is the first pick that I'm like, I'm definitely picking this because of curve. This is a better card. That would be better because of curve. These are all pretty bad, except Flesh Eating Ghoul is slightly better now that I have a lot of totems to trade off because I am playing as a shaman. So Flesh Eating Ghoul. And I could take an Antique Heal Bot. Now the Piloted Shredder is usually quite better. And the reason it's so much better, basically it's the extra attack plus it's 1 less mana. But an Antique Healbot could keep me alive after I use my Stormforged Axe and my Power Mace to clear the board. I don't think I have enough weapons to actually justify an Antique Healbot though. Yeah, I'm taking the Pilot Shredder. Ooh, Junkbot. Whenever a friendly mech... Oh, that's a trash card. This is definitely the Piloted Sky Golem. So I did manage to pick up some mechs there at the end. I've got 1, 2, 3... 4 and 5 because the Harvest Golem dying is still a mech. So that's actually pretty good for the Power Mace. The curve is a little fucked up, I'll admit. I mean, that's the whole point of this draft, have a fucked up curve, basically. I'm really strong on 2s and 3s. I would like to get more powerful cards. I think I might have considered the War Golem if I was picking with respect to curve, right? Although the Earthshock was just like, this is a better card. But I have early game and I don't have any late game. At that point, the War Golem might have been valuable. So that was maybe another pick where Curve played in, but Curve really didn't play in super strongly to what was the best card in each pack there. Murloc Tidehunter is actually really good against a Hunter, and then trading 2 of them for Flesh Eating Ghoul, fuck yeah, man. Sign me up for that shit. This sounds like it could be a really good opening. It really depends on what my opponent plays, obviously, but could be a really good opening. I mean, I guess I don't want them to coin anything on turn 1. It's probably one of my biggest stipulations. So I don't have any 1-drops, I don't think. I think I have Earthshock and that's about it. So what I desperately don't want to see is coin. Perfect. And now we win the game. Oh man, our curve is a little fucked up. So I'm saying we win the game because, well... Oh, Huffer. Fuck you. There's no reason to attack that. I mean, actually, if I sent the 1 in, it goes down to 3. This gets buffed up to 3. I get to... maybe that was correct. In fact, that was definitely correct. At least the coin is out of the way. Your board can go fuck itself. Really wanted to get the Piloted Shredder out that turn as well. Actually, might have been correct to play the Piloted Treader anyway. Okay. You have to have removal for this. With 2 hexes in hand, and since it would play on curve... Oh, wait, I don't hex first. If I hexed first, that would have been atrociously bad. Because the hex target is a frog, it is a beast. I would hex, I would have to attack it. This would become a 4-3. It would kill this, that would go back down to 0. So, attack first, hex, totem. Welcome back to the same totem! I actually probably should have totemed first so that I would get anything but the healing totem. Anything but magic damage would be better than the healing totem. Another one. At the very least, I have the fire elemental to clear that, so... Woo! I can even attack first to make him think he's gonna get the buff on the Scavenging Hyena. That is 3 Scavenging Hyenas, no web spinners, so you manually picked 3 Scavenging Hyenas. And an Unleash the Hounds. That's actually a pretty good deck. The fact that I'm not gonna lose to it is pretty fortuitous. Boom. No reason to play fancy if I don't have to. So the Piloted Sky Golem comes out next turn, it goes on this side. Because this is very durable. Hunter's Mark? That's embarrassing. You can kill it, just trade all 3 into it. Meanwhile, this Fire Elemental is just gonna chill over here. Explosive Shot would be pretty bad. No, my secrets! I guess that's probably the least bad out of the things that could have happened. I think my opponent is now wondering... Yeah. Okay, so if I attack with this to that, it will trigger explosive. Sorry, not explosive. It will trigger snakes or freezing trap. If it freeze traps back to my hand, I can play it again. I just don't want to attack to the face and let this die to explosive trap. Okay, so that is explosive trap. The card, this. That's explosive trap. Guess I want Taunt Totem here. Excellent, so I can heal it back up. If my opponent waits 1 more turn, then I'll wait 1 more turn, and then this will be healed out of range of dying to the explosive trap, and I'll just attack the face. For 1 million damage. That didn't eventuate. I'll actually probably just trade the Fire Elemental in here. So that means... Actually, that means Crackle. So I Crackle that, trade this, attack to the face. Oh no! He got an extra charge! There's no reason not to cast Ship's Cannon unless I'm worried about, like, an over-the-top combo with Unleash the Hounds. I've already seen 2 Unleash the Hounds, and my opponent only has 2 cards in hand. So the amount of over-the-top combos they can do are nil, basically. I am 2 damage off lethal. I am lethal. Bam. Well played. Update the score. Oh, my opponent said well played as well. I was thinking they may not. Because they had a really good deck. The fact that we beat them was well, very lucky, actually. I mean, Animal Companion, 2 Unleash the Hounds, 3... This is only what we've seen as well. 3 Scavenging Hyenas, Eaglehorn Bow, Explosive Trap. That's a really strong Hunter deck. It's just... I guess my opponent didn't have the right cards in hand to combo them correctly. I keep all of this. How greedy is that? Keeping all of that. Oh, fuck.
Greetings, friend.
It was fine. Okay, I've got a better curve now. I've got a better curve.
Reporting for duty.
You know what? I'm gonna guess that's not Repentance. Thank God. No Blessing of Might, and we probably win the game. No Blessing of Might. Feral Spirits comes out next turn. This becomes a 3/5. We get two 3s, and then we get a Crackle the turn after. It's the super strong opening, and the thing is, I wanted to do it this turn so that the Unbound Elemental could not be killed while unprotected by the power of a True Silver Champion. Even if it's Avenge, it's actually fine to trigger this turn. Biome. This doesn't cause overload, does it? No, it doesn't.
Pay attention, class.
Do I gamble that this is going to hit a 5 or 6?
I wonder.
What's my alternate play? It hits low and then I attack into it and then attack there. I'm still ahead if I do that. So. 5 or 6, please. This actually saves me damage doing that attack. Actually, I don't want to kill the Silverhand Recruit. So I still do that attack, but then I attack to the face. Because Consecration doesn't punish me. True Silver Champion only means that he gets the trade that I would have had to make. Yeah, and then it just looks like the trade has to happen anyway, so... Actually in a surprisingly good position after that. I think Power Mace Totemic Call. I can't afford to use the Acidic Swamp Ooze against a person who hasn't used an axe yet. Sorry, a True Silver Champion yet. Good news. Pilot Sky Golem plus Power Mace. I'm gonna have an 8/6 with Death Rattle summon a random 4-cost minion. And the amount of kind of... Oh. Fucking hell. If I did that, I would have... His just would have traded into mine perfectly. 6 damage, 6 health. Damn it. Paladins don't run him any silences, is what I was saying. I still make the attack after... Yeah, I still do. Yep. Okay. Let's have a look at this fucking powerful mech shaman. Don't have a silence, 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 don't have Hammer of Wrath, don't have a silence, don't have a fuck! Piece of shit. I can kill that with the Fire Elemental and the attack luckily. The Murloc Tidehunter makes me really vulnerable to Consecration, so I'll do this instead. really vulnerable to Consecration because my opponent attacks just with the 3/3 and then consecrates and clears my board. Which is a 6-drop, a 6-drop, and 2 elements of a 1-drop. Sorry, a 2-drop. So I couldn't do that. It's looking like Fire Elemental Shattered Suncleric next turn. You trading both of those in for 2 cards? That's not a particularly bad play. I'm thinking about what my return is.
You love my new recipe.
Ouch.
I can fix anything.
I smell.
Oh my god! Wish I had Lightning Storm. Thanks. So this has to die first. I can Shattered Suncleric that and then hit that in. That's if I want the 4. I definitely actually want the 4 rather than a 1/1. So
We must cleanse
this happens
the
first. Oh, that's probably one of the best ones I could have gotten. Than that. It was worth noting that the Zombie Chow would have survived an attack against the Oasis Snapjaw, and that was part of the reason that I targeted it. That's a Hex. And that's an Acidic Swamp. It is important to keep your Acidic Swamp oozes. And I kept these in hand the whole time, so my opponent can't go, oh, he top-decked it. I didn't. Just played around your stupid bullshit all game. Oh, well played. I was wondering exactly how much longer my opponent was going to take that bullshit. It was also evident that they didn't have a Consecrate from the previous turn. So that's why I felt fine filling up the whole board. Yeah, it's going pretty well so far, if I have to say so myself. Let's think about the weaknesses of this deck. I don't have much board clear at all. So lots of small dudes is obviously a problem for me. The fact that I had those 2 Fire Elementals come up so early was actually really important. The fact that I had them come up on curve was even more important. Murloc Tidehunter is not astonishingly bad against Priest. No, what am I saying? It's actually pretty bad. I probably should have mulliganed it. Especially since I'm playing the Stormforged Axe on 2 anyway.
Greetings.
Oh, greetings.
Greetings, friend.
1, 2. I'm not going to develop the Stormforged Axe this turn. Reason being, it doesn't look like it's going to interfere with my curve to develop it later. And also, I would be super punished if I did develop it and then it got oozed on natural turn 2.
I hope you like my invention.
So at least I get an immediate swing off after casting it. Oh, Feral Spirits this early. Yeah, sign me up. I want to live in that world. The Feral Spirits this early world. So next turn we have a Stormforged Axe, and we can use it to remove something. Stormforged Axe plus this removes that. So we have a pretty strong control of the board. One of the only problems is that next turn we don't have a play, right? So unless there's a huge target and we can hex them, so that requires my opponent to coin something hexable, or hex-worthy. See... Yeah, that's gonna have to be it, actually. Because it's set up to kill both of my things and survive. And this now means that I can cast the Frostwolf Warlord as a 6/6, defended by 2/3s. The 2/3s are especially strong because if he takes one of them and then runs it into another one of them, none of them die. Right? So if Shadow Madness happens, right, and it runs a 2/3 into a 2/3, both of them are alive afterwards. Shadow or Death only to be expected. So, do I hex that this turn? I think I have to. If I hex that, what do I play it with?
must cleanse the Sunwell.
Elements guide me.
I'm gonna keep the charge of the weapon. There's no reason for me to use it yet. I'm not bleeding health. I'm not pushing lethal next turn. No reason for me to use the weapon. Oh, that's actually much better for me than it is for you, friend. Unless you just drew Shadow Madness. Holy Nova. You still have the coin. Well played. And it's from the very top of the... No? Oh. Okay. That's still really good for me, then. Guess I bop. No. How do I do this? Power that up and then bop that. But then what am I developing alongside that? Basically nothing, except a defense. Actually, that's pretty good. But I want to develop the fire elemental earlier. This allows me to make use of my hero power. This is correct. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, this is correct. Can also be heal. There's no reason not to trade that one instead. My opponent has a surprising amount of cards, so they could flip the board. Reasonably, they could flip the board. Ooh. Do I have lethal if I Earthshock my own dude? I mean, that would get 9 damage through, and then I push 2 more with Dark Iron. No, that's not lethal.
You call that a weapon?
And the Little Exorcist is safe against top deck Holy Nova, so I play it. Also, it means that nothing that gets Shadow Madness can really do that much damage. This is probably lethal for me. 17, hang on. No, it's not. Fuck. Got 13 damage in hand. Well, 13 damage on the board. Which means I have to control the board. So I want to cast minions that stick to the board, so this sticks to the board. And then I also... Ooh. Do I attack with that just because I have the heal? Holy Nova punishes me so hard for doing that, though. I can't. Gonna attack with these two. Armor plating. Is there anything I'm really punished for right now? Actually, if there is, it's gonna be Holy Fire. And it would be Holy Fire attacking my Fire Elemental. So that's what I'm gonna do against that, use the armor plating. Yeah, that's correct.
You have been.
It also means that my play of not attacking with the Fire Elemental before was wrong, because I ended up getting armor plating. I could have armor plated it, and then 1 health at the end of the turn from the healing totem would have brought it up to a total of 3 health, so it would have survived the Holy Nova. I am being fucking uninteresting as shit. Alright. I just heard, I was listening to my own voice, and it was all monotone, and it was like, here's some decisions that I'm making. This is a thing. This is a thing. This is a thing. Goodbye now. I don't want to be that guy. Let's try and spice stuff up. Drago 219. 219er. What are we gonna get in this? Murloc Tidehunter is trash scum. Just because I don't have an early card, there's no reason that I can keep that Unbound Elemental. Yeah, this is actually workable. One of the big problems with the Feral Spirits, as you'll find if you ever play Shaman, is... Actually, I should play on curve. Is that the Feral Spirits can never be played after a coin. You can't do it. You will lose if you do that. It's because if you coin out of Feral Spirits, right, you're coining in to get to turn into 3, right? And then you have your natural turn 3 afterwards. The amount of ways I can be punished for taking 2 damage, for attacking for 2 damage here are very, very few. But yeah, so... you're coining into turn 3, and then you have your turn 3 afterwards, right? This is actually correct. Oh no!
Job's done. That was a mistake.
That card is so uncommon, and it gets enraged so little of the time that I didn't even think that it had an enrage. Gets to trade for a total of 1 of my cards. Ouch. I think I might have to hex that. That is a really big card. It will kill at least 3 of my cards at this rate. I think I might have to hex that. Depends what I top deck. If I get Crackle, I might have a go for it. What was I saying? Something about... Oh, yeah, you coin the Feral Spirits on turn 2, and then you go into turn 3 and you have 2 Overload, so that you can only cast anything with 1 mana, which means you are forbidden from using your hero ability, which means you need a 1 mana play, which is bad, because as a Shaman, your 1 mana plays are usually restricted to Lightning Bolt, Rockbiter Weapon, Earth Shock, and if none of those are situationally correct, you've basically just fucked over your turn by being impatient. Speaking of impatient, Drago, would you like to play the fucking video game? At any point. You could end your turn, then we could play. We could have fun, Drago. Remember how we used to have fun? Ah, all that time ago. Jeeves is actively bad for me right now. Everything is pretty much bad for me right now. I can't cast the Cult Master next turn, so I can't get... Come on! The line went to the very end and then exploded. This person should not have time right now. Come on. Do things. This is worse because I can't cast the Cult Master and then get 2 trades now. Yeah, I'm in pretty bad shape. I have to hope that my opponent just bypasses my board for some fucking reason. They wouldn't, but I have to hope that they do. And I need this Hex to get a huge target for me to actually bring this back. You might think that that's being dramatic, saying, oh my god, woe is us, look at all of the stuff that we've... Oh my god, look, there's problems everywhere. But it's not. Seriously. Our opponent is just pooping all over us right now. Can't even freeze it. Oh man, I can't even crackle it. I actually just have to offer Jeeves into the Thresher. There's nothing else I can do. So Jeeves is a good card, right? I could have offered Unbound Elemental into the Thresher. Actually, that probably would have been better. So I hex this. So this is basically the race to the bottom, right? We both need to just get the fucking cards out of our hands so that we can start getting cards from Jeeves. Because my opponent wasn't interested in killing Jeeves. So what can I assume about their hand? They can't have too many expensive cards in their hand, otherwise killing Jeeves instantly was the correct idea, right? You end up with a 4-1, you've killed Jeeves. Pretty cool. But if you actually think you can rush your hand out and get value from Jeeves, then you don't kill it. And my opponent specifically put out 2 more cards that turn. My guess is that they have a low curve and that the use of the Hex in that situation is not going to be drastically bad because we will draw another Hex.
What we do.
Kinda want that Death Rattle to trigger first because then the Abomination will blow up the Haunted Creeper. I could draw one card from it right now, and that would be Earth Shock, the Abomination, run this in here, cast Unbound, Unbound.
I wonder.
So I've got 7 mana. Why don't I do the same thing, except I cast only 1 Unbound, right? And I do Totemic Call. So Totemic Call happens first. That's exactly what I was looking for. And then I Emergency Coolant that. Then run to the face. There's actually no reason to attack the Haunted Creeper. It just doubles the amount of stuff he has on the board at the moment, if I do that. Also, this means that next turn I can cast Unbound and then an Overload spell, and I've got 2 Unbound Elementals that are getting pumped up by that shit. This is pretty powerful. The only thing that can take me down, like, really hard right now would be a huge taunt. Mediocre-sized taunts won't even get close. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That's gonna probably hit that. Oh. Uh-oh.
My shield for
Oh. That is unfortunate. So now I need to rely on Crackle getting a good hit. Is there any way that I'm gonna use the Cult Master this turn? No, because none of my minions are gonna die. So that means that I am using the Power Mace this turn, which means I can't roll a Hero Power. Okay, I need 4 or more. 25% of the time, we will miss the attack there, so... That's unfortunate. $25. I will remind you, is the percent of the time that we were gonna get 3, and that completely fucks us over. 25. Alright, we lose this game now. I am not being dramatic when I say that. We are very far behind on the board. Our opponent gets to choose whenever Jeeves dies, because they get to choose basically, I can play this, or this, or this, or this, right? They get to choose when they want to, when they've had the feel of drawing cards.
What you looking at?
And that cinches it. We can't even Hex attack, do crazy stuff anymore. Hex the Stormwind removes 7 damage from the board. Continue hoping for something in my deck to win. Have I used my piloted Sky Golem this game? I don't think I have. So I need my piloted Sky Golem and then to power out my Power Mace and then get some really good trades with Cult Master. That could bring me back into the game. Possibly.
My shield for Argon.
Hands up if you knew that was gonna happen. Ugh. This means that Shattered Sun Cleric has to buff Chillwind Yeti to run into that, plus my weapon. Oh my god, now I can't even do it. Wow. Like, is there anything I can do? I think there may actually be nothing that I can do right now. I think I think if I want to clear the board, attacking with the Power Mace was the correct idea, but I think
Well played.
attacking with the Power Mace will lose me the game. That's Savage Roll. Attacking with the Power Mace will lose me the game because it means that I won't win the game off of drawing the Piloted Sky Golem. Right? This loses me value in the short run, but in the long run it could have won me the game. Whereas making the attack makes the better immediate board position, but I lose the game eventually. Having the Crackle roll a 4 and waste a charge of my weapon that should have gone in a different direction, and then I would have had an extra removal after that, which would have meant the death of that, the 2-3, the Defender of Argus. You can see, run on effects, right? We would have been in a much better position if that Crackle just didn't fuck us.
Doomhammer.
So many good cards there. I didn't get any of my early cards, though. So I can't keep a 4 if I don't have a 2 already. I guess these are okay, but I'm versing a druid, so I can't cast the fucking mount.
Greetings, friend.
I'm not salted. If I were to coin the Murloc Tidehunter, hoping to use the Stormforged Axe the next turn, that would be super counterintuitive. First off, my opponent apparently doesn't have a play this turn. But secondly, if they did hit something, that would mean that the Stormforged Axe wouldn't have anything to hit. Now, I'm fine with playing it this turn, because first off, my opponent has to use Shapeshift and then float 1 mana in order to kill any of them. And secondly, if they do innovate something out afterwards, I get to coin Dark Iron Dwarf and attack. Okay, so they just basically fucked their tempo to
The Sunwell.
continue this little game they're having with me. So no matter what my opponent plays right now, I get to Dark Iron Dwarf one of those 2 creatures and then kill it. Whoa! What is in your hand? Playing on curve is correct. What is in your hand that you pass turns 1, 2, 3, and 4? As a druid. Lots and lots of high end. I need to dig down to my hexes. I need to run out my hand and get Jeeves out as fucking soon as possible, because my opponent's never going to draw a card at this rate. Whereas I will be drawing a lot of cards if I can. So coin Fire Elemental next turn is going to help me do that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Druid of the Claw this turn. That's my tip for what's going to happen, Druid of the Claw. I definitely don't want to use my totems, my hero power. Because if I use my hero power, I'm not running cards out of my hand, and I need to do that so that I can cast Jeeves, so that I can get an advantage that my opponent does not have. Because with so many cards on our 2 and 3 slots, we don't have enough late game to deal with an opponent that is doing nothing this far in the game.
What? Time waits for no one.
Is this person just wasting my time? Do they, like, actually not have anything? Army Clicker. The fuck is this? Oh, that's gonna be a game someone sent me. Develop the strongest board possible as fast as possible. So my opponent's not here. But they were using the... This must just be their convoluted way of trying to concede. They apparently don't know you can retire a deck. So that you don't have to play it anymore. But at the same rate, it's kind of nice if you don't retire your deck. You just go into the arena and just feed wins to other people. Because if you're going to retire anyway, hey, why not help some other people get more goals? Okay, 4-1. I mean, I guess I don't really get to count that as a win, but statistically... Alright, since it's 4-1... I have to. Alright, we're going to cut to a part 2. You'll be able to find a link to part 2 down in the